just got done watching 1969's Midnight Cowboy, starring Jon Voight, Dustin Hoffman and Sylvia Miles. This one I've only actually seen once before, and I wasn't a big fan of it that time, and I appreciated it a lot more this time, but not as much as... This is a huge award winner and a much loved movie, and I just don't have the appreciation for it in the same way that a lot of other people do. But I'll get to that in a second, you know, if you've not already turned off the video after hearing that. For those who don't know, it tells the tale of Joe Buck, played by Jon Voight, who's this, like, cowboy. He's not a real cowboy, but he dresses up like a cowboy and that, and he's a male prostitute that moves from Texas to New York with dreams of becoming this really popular male prostitute and everything, and making lots and lots of money. And he makes he meets up with this crippled guy, Ratso as he's nicknamed, but his name's Rico, played by Dustin Hoffman. And they form this strange friendship, and it's really... The film really focuses on, like, their bizarre kind of unconventional friendship and their lives and struggle to live in late 1960s New York. The grittiness, the kind of, you know, with drugs becoming a big thing and stuff like that. And it deals with a lot of taboo subjects that you know, it has a lot of, like, sexuality and nudity and homosexuality, and deals with all those kind of taboo subjects that would have been very controversial in a mainstream movie at that time. And I think, I could be wrong, I think this was one of the first movies that got, like, a classification. I think this was, like, X-rated at the time or something. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I just know this was one of the first movies that kind of really garnered in the difference between, like, pornography and mainstream Hollywood. So there is a lot of, it's got a lot of excellent, like I say, it really gives you that feel for the, you know, the true, like, urban grittiness of New York, and just the struggle. I mean, you see Joe, like, struggling to try and be this popular male prostitute, and it doesn't work. And it's that kind of, you know, you hear so many of these tales of people even, like, moving to Hollywood to become actors and it not working. And it's the same kind of story in a way, but it's got some excellent, amazing editing, excellent direction by John Schlesinger. Try that again. John Schlesinger. I can say it. I've got a ulcer on my tongue at the moment. Sorry. Schlesinger. And it's really well directed. It's got some editing in it that I feel a lot of movies after copied. It feels a little ahead of its time, especially some of the like, dream sequences that, you know, they go from colour into black and white, and there's this really fast-paced, choppy editing, and some, you know, the trippy sequences and that are a bit cliched now, but I guess at that time it wasn't so much. It's very easy to feel like it's repetitive, but I think it's easy, again, like I say, to then look at actually a lot of the films we know these kind of scenes from are actually made after, were able to be made because of this movie. So this movie, like I say, it gives a lot to filmmaking, what it opened the doors to for, you know, ratings wise and what was allowed in mainstream movies. And it's got amazing acting in it. everybody knows the improvised bit from Dustin Hoffman when a real-life taxi gets in his way. There's excellent acting, and I really feel like this bond that grows between the two main characters. But I don't know what it is, but I just don't... This is not a movie that I would like regularly pick up. You know, I wouldn't be sat there and go, you know what, I feel like watching Midnight Cowboy tonight. It's just not one of those... I don't enjoy it in the same way that I enjoy other movies. It's a fascinating artistic piece of movie making. I guess if I was going to show somebody that I felt, you know, showed the like early cinema kind of, you know, the development wise, this would be the kind of movie I'd pick. To be fair, I'm a little biased in that I'm not a big Jon Voight fan, and it's not that I think he's a bad actor. But I've just never really been a big fan of his. But I think also what doesn't help with this particular movie is, at the end of the day, Joe, if we're talking about him as a protagonist, he's a bit of a knob. Let's be honest. I find his character is so arrogant and annoying. And I know, you know, that's just something, you know, it's just a character, and I don't... A lot of the flashbacks, I'm not sure what is just dream and what is real, and I know a lot of people complained about that, like saying it's been confusing, but at the end of the day, I get that it's showing he has issues, and I don't need those explained. I think just seeing that they affect who he is enough, because this movie is already like an hour and 48 minutes long, so I think any backstory for these characters would drag the movie out way beyond what it needs to be already. But yeah, it's a really good movie, but it sounds really bizarre, but personally it's just not for me. I can watch it, I got through it, but it's really not one I will, like I say, it's not one I will pick up over and over again and go, I must watch this. Excellent soundtrack, excellent acting, and like I say, excellent direction, and deserved all the awards that it got. But I can only give it like a 6 out of 10. It's above average, but if I take into all if I just looked at all the good things about it, I would give it more. But personally, from a general movie watching standpoint, I can only give it an average rating. So that's why I'm saying 6 out of 10. Like I say, I know a lot of people are going to be hating on me, saying I don't get it, I don't respect it. Like I say, I get everything that happens in this. I respect everything that, and all the choices that were made. But I just... Sometimes you pick up movies because you really want to be sucked into that world and that. And sometimes you can get a movie where the world is dark and disturbing and gritty, but you still want to be a part of it. And to be honest, I don't want to be a part of this world. So maybe it's easy for me to say that because I've never been really up on the idea of visiting New York. But yeah, no, it's only an average rating for me, sorry. Which, again, like I say, huge Dustin Hoffman fan, but I don't... And this is probably one of his best acted roles, just from what he does with the character. But I think there's a lot better movies that he's been in. So, I'm sorry, there's not much more I can say about it. That was 1969's Midnight Cowboy. That was tonight's movie. I'm sorry this hasn't been a very good review. This movie took quite a bit for me to get back into it. So it was actually going to be the last movie that the movie I was going to review before I stopped doing these reviews for a while. I started watching it, couldn't get into it, had to stop, and now I've had to rewatch it, and I think that's what's taken it out of me for this one. But that was tonight's movie. Not sure what's coming tomorrow, but be interested to see. For now though, please like, subscribe and share your comments. Please let me know what you think about this movie. And see you tomorrow. For now though, this is Sketch, signing out.